What's up, guys? How's everyone doing today? This is Johnny. Second live stream of the day. We got a lot of action today. The first live stream took place a few hours ago. We broke down the Australian card. You should have all my picks by now. We got the fight starting in Australia in about 4 hours. This is my second live stream today, Thursday, April 23rd at 1 p.m. This is a UFC only live stream. I'll be bringing on Nick from Breaking Bad Boxing. We're going to break down the 13 fight card at the Meta in Las Vegas, Nevada. Firstly, if you guys haven't become a member of our Johnny Says boxing betting community, that link is pinned in the comments section below. You become a part of our growing community. We're approaching 500 VIPs. It's a couple bucks a month. Whichever way you join, whether here on YouTube or Patreon, you get access to our Discord. I will leave that link pinned right here in the comments. Oh, we just got a new member. Shout out to Born Again Jared. Guys, for all the new JSB insiders, if you don't have the link to get into the Discord, that link is under the members post section. Also, that's where I post all of my betting slips and picks. So far for this UFC card, I've given you my underdog of the week and I gave you a UFC triple. We will also be doing a ticket together live as soon as Nick comes on board. He's a couple minutes away. Whenever he comes in, I will let him on screen. You guys will recognize him, whether you're in his Discord or you follow him on YouTube. And if you're not, go follow Breaking Bad Boxing wherever you are in the world. Let's get into this. I'm going to bring up, let's look at the card real quick, just so you guys are aware of what we're dealing with. And we've been hitting, we hit on UFC. Every week I give you a dog or a parlay. We hit on our three-legger last week in the UFC. The week before we hit on our dog in the UFC. And we're on a roll in the UFC as well. So we're not just a boxing channel. I've been covering MMA since the early infancy days. This channel at one time was all MMA interviews. I hosted a podcast in 2015. I don't know many Aussies who were podcasting in 2015, but I had a show called the Vision Board Podcast. We did a US tour on that show. Stitch Duran, he was still a cut man in the UFC. I used to interview. Bruce Buffer was on the show. Carlos Condit, Matt Brown, Stipe Miocic, Hoist Gracie. So MMA has always been in my wheelhouse. A lot of the channel growth has happened in the last 2 years, which has strictly been boxing content. So if you're new to the channel, I say welcome. If you've been here for a while, I say thank you. Whenever you get this, whether you're tuning in live or you watch it on the podcast playlist, just like the video. Usyk, what's up, guy? How you doing, brother? I'm gonna pull up. Here's the card. This is what we're dealing with. Okay, so it's a 13 fight card. Okay, headlined by Aljamain Sterling and Yusuf Zalal. Aljo in the house. Aljo, man, I remember when he turned pro in 2014. This is his what 12th or 13th year in the UFC. So he's still doing the damn thing. What is he, 36 now? Yusuf Zalal's 29 years old. Yusuf Zalal and Aljamain Sterling have a few parallels in their career. If you remember, Sterling went on this massive run, 5 years of being undefeated. I think from 2017 to 2023, he went on this 6-7 fight win streak, not being beaten. And then we're currently watching Yusuf Zalal do the same thing. Both were about 29 years old. Zalal hasn't lost in 5 years. I think his last loss was 2021. Since he got cut, he had 2 losses and then he fought a draw, and then the UFC released him, and then he went on the regional scene and then won 2, 3, 4 in a row. And since he came back, he's just been hard to deal with. We're gonna bring Nick on right now. Welcome to the show. Clap, Nick from Breaking Bad. Let me unmute you. Can't unmute you, guess, because it says you chose to mute yourself. Let's not go through this again. Guys, could you hear Nick? Because right now I can't hear Nick. Can anyone else hear Nick?
Can you hear me now?
We are rocking and rolling, brother. How you doing?
Good. How are you? How's everyone
Yeah,
doing?
good.
Hope you're all doing well.
Was that on your side or mine?
No, that was on my end. I didn't check my microphone settings, and my microphone wasn't actually plugged in. It was still on my laptop. And I got this new, technically old laptop, little bit older model than I once had. Sucks, man. My first baby laptop I had forever took a shit on me. Sucks, man.
These things happen. So I've only had the muted mic incident one time ever, and it was a month ago with Paulie Malignaggi. And the whole time, so I continued the live stream. Everybody on the live stream were able to hear him except me. So I had to bring out my mobile device and listen. It was awful. So I was like, oh, I have PTSD from like muted mics. So I'm glad we got yours figured out.
Yeah, no, it should be all good. I always just mute myself too as well when you're speaking, just in case any reverberation or anything of that nature. So
I was taught right before we jumped on, I was telling them about what to look forward to. The card we're messing with, it's on the screen. It's a 13-fight card from the Meta Apex in Las Vegas, headlined by Aljo and Yusuf Zalal. Before we individualize this card, I wanted to ask you something, and it's not supposed to sound controversial. Should we as MMA fans and fight fans worldwide start believing the hype that the UFC is a diminished product from what we were getting even maybe 2 years ago?
Well, I definitely think the golden peak era is dead, right? I think it's now more in the business transparency era. And kind of what do I mean by that? We don't when you think about cards like UFC 245, like I always like to, for whatever reason, UFC 245 always, for whatever reason, kind of sticks out into my brain on how stacked it was. I mean, you have Colby Covington versus Kamaru Usman, and then on top of that, the rematch with Volkanovski and Max Holloway. And then you even had Durandamine, Amanda Nunes, Jose Aldo, Marlon Moraes on that fight. I mean, shit, that was Peter Yan's coming out party when he smoked Uriah Faber. So you think about that type of quality of matchmaking, of pay-per-view. Oh, shit, you have it right in front of you. I'm sorry. Didn't even see it. I mean, dude, this card was stacked to the actual teat. And then we look at the quality of the last pay-per-view, what would have been a pay-per-view number card with the Carlos Ulberg fight, Carlos Ulberg versus Jiri Prochazka.
Bro, I don't mean to cut you. Look at the prelims on that card you just referenced.
Dog.
These are the prelims from UFC 245. Could you see that?
Dude, Matt Brown, Ben Saunders, Ian Heinisch, Omari Akhmedov. You had this when Jeff Neal head kicked Mike Perry.
Jeff Neal, Mike Perry on the prelims.
Yes, it's just absolutely, like, when I think about, this is kind of the days this is the day. I mean, Chase Hooper on the early, Brandon Moreno, Carcar Bryans on the early prelims.
That's
like
insane.
This is the days when, first of all, flyweights weren't recognized as the talent that they are now, and then now you finally get flyweights actually getting the recognition.
He was trying to. He had beef with DJ, and he was trying to get rid of the division. And dude, Dana White's ego has always been on full display. We'll just leave it at that.
Yeah, well, big shout out to Henry Cejudo, smoking TJ Dillashaw the way he did on the first ever fight card. I don't know if you guys remember this, the first ever fight card on ESPN Plus for the UFC was Henry Cejudo versus TJ Dillashaw, and it was co-main evented by Cowboy Cerrone, Alexander Hernandez. Cowboy Cerrone, Alexander. This is when Cowboy Cerrone head kicked Alexander Hernandez.
Yeah,
and
Hernandez was like the unknown. He was coming off that Benny Dariush win, and Cowboy was like, "Let me take that momentum and fucking." And then, but then Cowboy then goes to Europe and fights, and then he gets starched because he didn't even know he was fighting an upstart.
It wasn't Darren Till, was it? Was it Darren Till?
Yeah, he didn't even tape him. And he goes on short notice and he gets stopped. I'm like, this.
Well, he had a rough run there at 170, man. Like, he had to fight some killers, dude. He had to fight Darren Till, Jorge Masvidal at 170. There was another dude at 170. He just had a rough run at 170, man. Just killer after killer for Cowboy. I mean, Cowboy is I don't like using the term legend in MMA. You know that. I think that's an overrated term in the game MMA. But Cowboy is a legend, man. Cowboy is, in my opinion, he has the greatest combination in MMA history. That combination hit on Rick Story.
Yep, Rick Story, of course.
Bro,
low kick, low kick, low kick, head kick.
Yeah, oh my God, disgusting, dude. I could watch that combination, like, not an exaggeration, on repeat forever. Like, that shit is just next level. I just love it.
I'm gonna age myself.
To
Go
answer your
on.
question, oh no, my bad. I'll let you finish with your aging, and then I'll get back to my roundabout point about answering a question about diminished product. You know what
The
happens when we
whole
jump on these MMA live streams? We just start
yeah,
chopping it
dude.
up.
I'm gonna age myself. My person, I guess opinion on Cowboy because I remember when he fought in the WEC. I watched all 30, 35 plus of his fights in the UFC. And there was a time when Cowboy was a 155er for the longest time that the knock on him was he would beat guys he was supposed to beat. And every time he would step up, he wouldn't show up and he would get stopped or he would just check out and get beat. And I was like, this guy's never going to be a champion. I was like, he doesn't have the mindset. He was a front runner. He was a guy that would always do great. This was when he was younger. Always do great against guys he was supposed to do great against, and then when there was be a step up in competition, he would just shit the bed. And that's how I've always remembered Cowboy Cerrone, which is controversial.
I know, real quick, before I finish my thought on your original question, strength of schedule is always something you hear me bring up, whether I'm talking about boxing
He
or MMA
beat
in general.
everybody.
Dude,
This was his best.
There is no better strength of schedule.
That's his best run right here. This is his best run.
Look, that run is incredible, man. People don't know Evan Dunham was a fucking man. Evan Dunham was the fucking man. You have Edson. We all know about Edson. Jim Miller, who lost in the rematch with. Eddie Alvarez, who was coming over, if you guys don't know, is the Bellator former champion. They thought he was going to run, and he's like, I'll take him first on. Miles Jury, Benson Henderson. And if you guys don't know, he lost to Benson Henderson twice in WEC.
This is the era, and this is around when Conor came in. So Conor brought all these new fans, and this was like the new age 2.0 of Cowboy, which I assume the legend conversation started here. But that's why I said I prefaced it with I'm so old. I'm aging. I remember before this, but this is what kind of flipped the script. And shout out to Cowboy for rewriting his career. Because without this run, it would have been, it was like win, loss, win, loss, win, win, loss, loss. He couldn't find any consistency.
Here, my point is like another great thing. Look at his losses. All right. Yeah. His worst loss realistically is what? Nate Diaz, Jim Miller. We're talking about the most fights in UFC history, and Nate Diaz just cult following. People would swear is one of the top 20 guys never won a championship. Not me, of course. But, I mean, bro, his losses are Anthony Pettis twice, Rafael dos Anjos twice, Jorge Masvidal, Darren Till, Robbie Lawler, all guys he's outsized by at 170. And then Gaethje, Conor, and Tony Ferguson. Like, his worst loss, I guess, is Alex Morono. I guess you could say that's pretty shitty, but he's not losing to Ryan Hall like BJ Penn,
BJ, dude, the thing about
you knew that was coming. You knew that was coming at some point.
I just wish Cowboy would have gotten a couple of those, but I mean, he fought everybody. The dude was a savage. We don't do the first time Cowboy was brought up on the stream between you and I, which is good.
Yeah. So in terms of a diminishing product, man, I just think that they understand that they could give a shit how these cards sell. They could give a shit. They have sold off. They made their money rights off the Paramount product. And one thing that I think is the issue with the diminishing product is there's really not a real regional look in MMA anymore. I don't understand if people realize this, but the number of regional fights in MMA have been reduced by over 40% over the last 2 years. A big part of that is Contender Series takes away a lot of these regional fights and guys that are trying to show up and step up. You guys understand that over 35% of the UFC roster, and if I'm not mistaken, even more, is Contender Series guys at this point now. It went from the Contender Series was this niche thing where guys would come onto the show, possibly earn their way into the league, and maybe be a good fighter. But now it's just become a feeder league for the UFC. So you have and there's no need for superstars anymore. There's not even pay-per-views anymore.
Yeah.
There is not a need for a superstar anymore, man. And
they don't build fighters. It's because by the time they get there, the monopoly of the whole game is by the time a fighter gets there, they're gonna feed the young guys to the contenders. They're gonna feed the old veterans to the young guys, and it's just I think in a short time people thought that was a good thing, but over a long period of time, they're not developing anybody because, like you said, they don't need to. I guess it's a different product.
I mean, guys. You definitely have guys that you could tell want them to be stars. Like they're clearly going to want this Tommy McMillan kid, for example, to be a star for them. Like they're going to want something.
I like how they show favoritism to gyms too. Like they're doing their best to make the fighting nerds like this new age, like Nova and Yao. You know what I'm saying? It's like I don't know. They do their best to do things like that, which is okay.
They want the fighting nerds to be the next shoot to box.
Yeah,
They want
exactly that sort of thing.
They used to love the MMA lab guys. It seems like they don't love the MMA lab guys as
Or
much
Jackson
anymore.
Wink. They used to love Jackson Wink and ATT. At one time, if you didn't fight at ATT, you weren't getting on the main. You were fighting prelims.
Yeah, man. Crispy Chris, what up, brother? Hope you're doing well.
The boys are in the house. So I'm gonna 15 minutes freaking flies, dude. So we're already 15 minutes in. We got 13 fights to talk about. Let's answer some of these questions real quick for the boys. Are you able to see the chat, or do I have to highlight it?
No. I'm on the new computer. So
okay. So are we on? So Ryan Hong says, "Are we on Alexander the Great?"
I mean,
what's your take on that?
I mean, Rafa Garcia has. Alexander's one of the most flaky fighters there is, man. He's so hit or miss, man.
Right.
I think if this fight is going to turn into a stand-up battle, it's going to be round one where Rafa's going to have some success with kind of like his explosive kind of. It's like an all-action style in which Rafa Garcia likes to fight, man. It's not really a lot of process. That's the word I'm looking for. Not a lot of process. He doesn't go in there with a lot of process. At least Alexander Hernandez floats a little bit behind a jab. He likes to keep one hand high up in regards to a guard. But I mean, taking Alexander Hernandez at the number he's just not someone I ever want to lay chalk on. He is not someone you ever want to lay chalk on. Alexander Hernandez is 100% a flaky fighter by definition. How's his weight cut going to look? How's he going to look on the scales? Rafa Garcia is realistically, man, fighting and losing to good guys. I mean,
so honestly, all full transparency on this fight, I have Rafa on a parlay. On the money, I mean, he's a dog here. Money line, this is great as just by itself, in my opinion, Rafa. I like Rafa here.
And especially if it comes into like a scrambling, grappling battle, man. I just think
Rafa. I've been dealing with too many Brazilians. Rafa Garcia, my bad.
Yeah, but it's gonna be Rafa. It's gonna be Rafa all day.
Yeah.
The thing is Diego Ferreira. I just thought the Diego Ferreira performance from Alexander was so good. I'm gonna pass this fight. I'm passing this fight completely. This isn't a parlay piece. This isn't a prop piece. This is one of those fights that I'm going to completely pass. And let me keep it fully transparent. MMA and boxing in general, this is pretty much a pass week for me all in all. Okay. Not much I love. I love. The one boxing fight that I did love this week got canceled. So
Valiente?
It was Angel Barrientos versus Isaac Rojas Garcia.
Garcia. Yeah.
Barrientos was going to stop him.
I wanted to see the French kid, man. I wanted to see the 22-year-old kid from France, Bakali, Samarak Bakali.
Samaki.
Yeah, Samaki. Yeah, Samaki. I wanted to check him out too. Look, we're boxing, we're fight nerds, man. Well, I'll check out. Like, there's a card that starts in 4 hours. I want to see like Max McIntyre. I watched him on the domestic scene. He's an Aussie, 8-0, 8 knockouts. I want to see if Jason Maloney acting at 35 like he still wants to make a run. There's always narratives and storylines. And for Hopeless Romantics and you're a fight fan, we're going to it's the best sport in the world. You know what I mean?
Yeah, speaking of boxing, if you watch Sugar Dre, Jason Maloney's opponent, if you could find, there's not much tape on him, but the little bit of tape I could find, I would be utterly shocked if Jason Maloney, with the travel time, with the jump in the weight class, the jump in the levels, the first time him fighting 10 rounds, if Jason Maloney doesn't stop him, Jason Maloney is not a title contender whatsoever.
Not anymore. Not anymore.
He may not like a legitimate. I'm talking about someone that you legitimate think could possibly even compete for it.
Drake Donovan's an Ohio a very domestic Ohio kid who fights 4-6 rounders, no amateur pedigree, 1 and 2 in the Emmys.
His fight versus Ryan Shaw was absolutely garbage.
He's not at his level. And I spoke about this on the first live stream, is that like the promotional company who's putting this on in Australia is a competitor to No Limit. It's called Wanderer Promotions, and it's run by a guy named Ricky Calissimo. Ricky's a former fighter, and he knows that how does any brand grow? Through going viral. So the 2-3 years of running the promotions, they want knockouts, dude. The matchmaking. Let's bring the kid from Ohio. Let's fly him out. We'll pay for the hotel. Let's get Jason Maloney a viral knockout and let the world think that Maloney's on the world level still. Then we get him a big fight. We're promoting him. This whole sort of thing. And this is boxing.
Yeah, I think That's the only real play that I have pre-fight.
But let's stick let's stick to the UFC because I promised everybody we generally, like on the boxing streams, I'm getting between 70 and 90. These MMA streams are still low because I don't do a lot of MMA content, but we got questions. So I'm taking Rafa. I want to know. I don't have action on Alencar or Pilastri. How about Max Griffin taking this fight on 3 weeks' notice, going in as the underdog against Victor Valenzuela?
So Victor Valenzuela, man, I did tape him a little bit, actually. I think I don't want to call him sharp. He's not sharp. He's not crisp, but he is pretty accurate with his punches and punch selections. But when he hurts people, this is the one thing about him. When he hurts people, man, he goes like kind of ape shit in a way.
Is he a striker?
Yeah, he's a striker, but what he will do, though, is he will shoot from far away, from far distance in it. Okay. So he throws a nice chopping overhand right, and he likes to shoot from that overhand right. But when he hurts people and puts them against the cage, they shell up, and he kind of goes wild with it. Okay. Max Griffin, as we know, long, loose, janky, kind of knows how to utilize both the kicks, but I don't want to say good boxing, but really janky, decent boxing for MMA, right?
Old veteran, durable veteran.
Knows how to use his elbows, great use of elbows, knows how to use the clinch. I just think it's going to possibly be just too much experience too soon for Victor Valenzuela in this case.
Okay.
Here. And I don't think I like Max Griffin as a dog here. This is actually a dog that I do like here. I think it's a close 29-28 kind of fight. I can see Victor Valenzuela coming out, throwing that overhand right, maybe giving Max Griffin some pause and some issues early. And maybe if he has him holding against the cage, because Max Griffin does skirt against the cage a little bit too much, that warning track line, as Luke Thomas will call it. I can 100% see Valenzuela having moments of trying to throw combination, shelling up. But, dude, this Valenzuela guy, he kind of slows down. He doesn't slow down in terms of
I was going to ask you how his tank was. How the tank
his tank's okay. His shape's not good. He loses his shape after round one.
We've seen that happen with Max, too, though. Max is same sort of thing. We've seen him sort of – his tank looks like it's fading, but then, like, his shape falls. But he's an interesting one sometimes in these grueling 3-rounders.
I think and that's the one thing is I think he just knows how to win in these grueling kind of styles. Dude, we've seen him do it time and time again. We've seen him do it time and time again. The only fights for Victor Valenzuela I watched is he was fighting some Peruvian dude that seemed to have a decent gas tank himself and a long ranging body, just like Max Griffin. But I like Max Griffin in this spot, man. You're giving me plus money on a UFC veteran. Victor Valenzuela is not someone that I was overly impressed by. What's up?
I like peed outside.
On the patio?
Yeah.
A lot?
You just peed, yeah.
Okay.
I don't know.
Give me 1 quick second, Johnny. Once I have an emergency to attend to.
Do your thing, bro. Do your thing. I'll stay on it. So, guys, the Max Griffin pick is I don't have it made official, but if I make it official, I'll let you know. I'm gonna take some see what the boys are up to. Israel Torres says no on. I think you're referring to Alex Hernandez winning. Yeah, I have Rafa beating Alex Hernandez. So Usyk agrees with that sentiment. Rel says Fire Marshall, Span. I have Ryan Span as well. Montel, I have Montel. I like Montel, man. He's Montel Jack, known for like the largest fit hands. I think he's a 135er, and his glove size are the size of like Francis Ngannou. His boxing is good, long rangey. I think Montel's always been a sort of underdog of the division that people forget about, and I like the matchmaking. Montague, Rel must be from Philly. Good John. Yo, Caster Chris. I just gotta say, maybe because I grew up near there and I watch, some Philly content creators. How you guys turn the word joint into John is absolutely miraculous. You guys magically changed the word from joint. Yo, man, I got this fire joint. Like, man, she got that good joint. Joint used to be like a term you could use for anything. It was you could put it in front of anything. Man, you see that one, man, they got them good joints. Or talking about a restaurant, man, them pizza joints. Or this parlay, this is that good joint. And then somewhere along the line, the NT disappeared and it turned into John. I just can't get down with using the word John because my name's Johnny. Good John. It's good joint. It's a good joint. Y'all cats are crazy. Them Philly cats is wild though, boy. Salute. Crispy Chris. The champs only fight one time a year, as well as Pereira and Van, the only active ones. Yeah, man. I wish Kiza. We wish everybody was as active as Charles Johnson. You know what I mean? Like CJ Energy. That dude fights so many fights, and he fights like he's running out of time, which is great. Literally, his activity is like he's running out of time, and his style is like that. One of my favorite fighters. Is Garcia wearing Hernandez down, getting him tired? Hernandez has learned to pace himself better in his last couple of fights. Rafa will shoot clinch. I'm leaning on Rafa. I question Alexander Hernandez's decision making at times. I'm leaning on Rafa. I think Rafa's a little bit more. I give him the advantage on just sort of the pace and pressure. I think that he could fight Alexander's ego. Oh, the big fella's back. You back? Unmute. There you go.
I just fucking had to deal with a dog disaster. Fucking Christ.
What? You can't just the dog went to the bath. Animals go to the bathroom, bro.
Bro, you have no idea how much fucking piss this was.
How big of a dog is it?
He's a 70-pound dog.
Oh God.
And this is my fault, I guess. I'm trying to think like I swear I took him out after work. I'm a good dog owner. I swear I am. And now I'm like,
your dog's called Inouye, right?
Yeah, it's in a way. I'm like tripping, man. I couldn't believe it. My girl is just like the way she stepped into my room right now and looked at me like she saw a ghost. I was like, what happened? She's like, he's pissing on the Thankfully, it was on the patio. That's like the one thing, but I don't like piss anywhere near my house. That shit is crazy, man. Holy shit.
Well, I'm glad.
Excuse my language.
Crisis diverted.
Yeah, thankfully. I mean, out back, it's whatever. I'm just gonna mop that. I'm just gonna mop the patio tomorrow. Whatever.
Of course, bro. Is there any? What is your take on?
That was hilarious. My bad, y'all. My apologies, everyone.
No worries. So we agree on Max Griffin, Francis Fire Marshal fighting Tony. I know.
Lucas Brennan.
Have you seen the memes?
Bellator kid.
Have you seen the memes going around though that he looks like he's like Tony Ferguson 2.0?
No, I haven't. Is he like trained like that?
Yeah, I guess more optically, and he's just a little bit out there, kind of personality wise. Do you think Francis struggles with him?
No. Lucas Brennan's a jiu-jitsu only kind of guy. I know him very much from Bellator. Can't strike for absolute shit. Has that wannabe karate style striking. Shout out to Austin Vanderford, who's going to be in his corner. But besides that, no. I agree with Kiza here too as well. I actually think Adrian Luna. I speed ran his tape. I think he's Venezuelan, the kid is, or he's Ecuadorian, one of the two. I don't know if Davy's going to knock him out because Ecuadorians are just pretty naturally tough. But this kid has fought nobody. It's hilarious. He's Ecuadorian, but he fights like a wannabe makeshift Sean O'Malley, oddly enough. I think Davy Grant's going to beat this guy's ass. I think David Grant's going to put it on a good old vet left, and he's going to lose round one like he always does. Throw
that awkward hook. Throw that one he throws where he catches everybody. So do you like Davy by knockout?
I don't know if he finishes him. That's where if I was going to take Davy, first of all, by knockout, I'd outright just take the inside the distance. Just because I think there's only are you getting spammed? What's a goat milk percentage?
Am I getting spammed?
Goat milk percentage.
The pill monkey, maybe greatest of all time. Goat milk. I don't know, man.
These are spam messages for sure.
Sweet. Let him. Who cares? So anyway, yeah, keep going.
If I were going to take the knockout, I would just take the inside the distance prop in general.
Okay.
But personally,
so Martinetti's not live here.
Oh, not at all. Fuck no. Nah,
those odds are great on the money line.
Here is one thing, though, I want you guys all to be very clear about. David Grant loses round one at such a high clip. Don't be even slightly shocked if David Grant loses round one here, too, as well. David Grant loses round one at such a high clip sometimes that what will happen is you can just smash him in a live line after round one, and you're going to get a way better line on him anyways. So that's kind of the way I would look at it.
Okay, so we got Philo by sub. I can see Cody slowing down. The Durden fight. What do you think?
I mean, you know me. I'm not a fan of Durden in general, man. I'm
He seems like a hard guy to like. You know what
yeah,
I mean? Like
I'm not a fan of Durden. I'm not a fan
when
of his
he
fight style. His gas tank's failing him, his chin's
he's a
failing him.
bully. When he wins, he like is like a cheap version of Cody, Colby Covington. And when he loses, I don't like how he treated my boy. Actually, he jumped. My boy from Louisiana. I always forget his name. He was on the first reality show on MTV. Are you reading the spam?
I'm
Yeah, the
just
spam.
laughing at these goat milk comments, man.
Are these people? Are these your
Hey,
people?
no, but hey, my goat milk percentage, I'm assuming it's like 48%.
These aren't your people?
No, but
They're saying how there's like 5 or 6 of them. It's almost like they've come from a chat.
no, you're definitely getting rated. You're definitely
What does that
getting
mean?
rated. I don't know. I guess someone sent them over from somewhere else to comment on your video.
It's a troll.
But hey, shout out to Mike from Melbourne. Sup, gents? Good to have you back, Nick.
There we go. We got an inside.
Guessing.
We got an insider on the chat. Let's go. It's safe. It's safe now.
Initially thought Zalal, Montague, Dumont, Marshall clearly. I can see an unlikely pathway for the first 4.
Dude, let's talk about the girl fight real quick because I was taping and I'm a fan. This most recent version of Jocelyn Edwards, man. People always bet against her. She broke the old girl's collarbone in her last fight. Norma Dumont's gonna want to grapple her and get her to the ground. Will Jocelyn be able to get up? Do you think she's on upset alert or no?
I don't have any thoughts on this fight whatsoever. These are my piss break fights by definition.
Okay. I like Jocelyn Edwards. I've watched her.
I'm out
back
smoking a bowl. I'm not gonna lie. I'm out back smoking a bowl during these fights right here. It's kind of funny, man. I wanted to bring this up from the first portion. When you brought up MMA, do you think not that it's dying, but maybe it's past its peak era? I think I realized that because I used to watch every fight. I would not miss a prelim. Now there are legit cards where I'm just like, oh, I got to go rewatch it in the morning. And I've never had that in my life until as of recently. So,
okay. And this is a good point though, when it comes to betting. I was telling the boys in the Discord is like, I caught myself doing this a few years ago with the UFC. You're watching the UFC. I don't know if you watch it at home or with your boys, and there's 12 fights this week. There's 13. And you're trying to bet on every single fight, and you think that you're Rain Man, and you can't. You get into this bad habit of not being able to watch a UFC card without betting on a fight. If you find yourself doing that, don't gamble because you're not going to win. You know what I mean?
Especially with UFC, where it's literally just so much variance. It's someone stubs a toe and you're cooked. So it's incredible, man.
Can I ask you, what is goat milk like? What is this?
I have no clue. I have no clue, but
okay. Oh, so you don't know? It's like an online reference?
No, I'm gonna 1 second here. I'm scared to Google it, but I'm gonna Google it.
Hey, it's all good, man. It's all good. So who is he says MMA Holes and Gummy Gang channel. Do you know that? These aren't your people?
No, but every time I Google, if I'm Googling goat milk YouTube, it's just showing me how to milk a goat.
Okay, we're all good then. So we're gonna get back on track here. They've hijacked us, which is fine.
Gummy, I just saw them. Damn, Gummy Gang. Shout out Gummy Gang. Welcome to Gummy Gang, the wild second channel of the MMA Holes.
Okay.
Shout out the MMA Holes and the Gummy Gang channels. Get in the game,
Shout
casuals.
out.
Hey, Tetra Nova, how about this? I have to walk my dog after this live stream. I'm gonna listen to some of that channel when I'm walking my dog.
Same.
They got a new sub, so shout out.
I'm gonna give and we got a clone in the house. What's up, players? We got Johnny.
What the fuck is going on right now?
I don't know.
I got my dog pissing on the fucking balcony. Shout out MMA Holes and Gummy Gang. Shout out y'all.
Dude, the craziest thing is the boys know, like, we keep it. I stay in a strict pocket when I'm doing these streams, right? With boxing, research based. We're dropping wins.
Oh, I'm definitely subbing for sure. I got to sub, man, because that's just like
Tyler, we're rating the MMA host channel. I don't know any of these guys.
Eddie,
usually,
what up, my boy?
look, there's no JSB insiders in here because it's an MMA chat. You know what I mean? Kyle's in the house. I didn't see Kyle in here. Yo, Kyle, are you going to be doing the Australian card in our Discord? Are you watching that Australian card, Nick, or no?
So it's 8:30 right now. I'm usually in bed right now, which
Oh
is
yeah, you're gonna be in
hilarious
bed.
because
Yeah,
I
you're
have
gonna
to be up. I have to be up and in the office by 4:30 a.m. But I have that play on Maloney. I have 2 units on Maloney and Donovan not to go the distance.
Okay.
So
How about this?
the thing is I won't even. What I'll do is if I'm up though, I'm gonna hit you up and ask you for a link most likely because I don't even think I'll have a link to the stream.
Okay,
So
perfect. Let's get back to business.
Yeah, sorry, boys. I actually kind of have to. I'm gonna speed run through. Let's speed run my time with you, Johnny, over the next 10 minutes because I got to get my dog out. I'm starting to feel bad.
Could you go Montel versus Hani?
Oh, absolutely. Here, this one here is Montel Jackson all day. This is Montel Jackson. It's gonna finally be the age and the time here of Rony Barcelos. I understand that Rony Barcelos could have the moments of good wrestling, good scrambling, good grappling, but that's his path to victory here. I think Montel Jackson here is going to show decent hips and athleticism. If he doesn't have the 30-round gas tank issues that we've seen with him before, I think he's going to do pretty well against Rony Barcelos here. So,
I got him on a parlay.
Give me Montel Jackson, man. I like Montel Jackson, man.
Same thing.
I like him, man.
Yeah.
And he's a good striker, man. He's powerful as shit.
Big hands. You ever see the meme?
Dude.
You ever see the meme of his hand size with Francis Ngannou's hands?
Later, Pale Monkey. Oh, dude. Have you ever seen him holding the AK-47 with his homies in the hood?
No, that sounds dope. No. I'm a fan. So, guys, to recap, man, we're out here with multiple side quest conversations. This is how Nick and I do it. We got Rafa versus Hernandez. I'm taking Rafa. Valenzuela versus Max. Those are Davey Grant to beat Martinetti and Jackson to beat Rony Barcelos. What else is on your radar on this card? I'll pull it up.
Oh, man, he deleted the AK-47 photo. Damn, I was just going through his Instagram. And he deleted the AK-47 photo. I'm going to have to find this shit.
You know,
Montel Jackson's really from the trenches, and he's really in the trenches. It's fucking insane.
So he's in these streets?
Oh, no, for real. He's knocked out plenty of people here.
How about Buchecha versus Spann?
All right, so I think Buchecha subs pretty easy here.
Really?
I think Spann is a fade every single time here.
You think so?
I do. I think they're finally giving Buchecha someone that's going to fall flat on his back from a hard gust of wind, Mr. Ryan Spann. He's not going to guillotine. He's not going to fucking guillotine Buchecha. He's just not, bro. This is finally the spot that Buchecha finally gets that rear naked choke submission that he's been looking for. Like this is the
we're gonna disagree. We have one where we disagree. I don't think Buchecha.
I'm gonna tell you. I'm taking both.
Good.
I'm taking both jiu-jitsu guys to sub both black guys. Calling it. I'm taking the black belts to beat the black guys. Calling it that simple, guys.
We're taking the black belt. So we're going to. You mean the Aljamain Sterling fight?
No. I'm talking about Rodolfo Vieira over Eric Macanto and then Marcus Buchecha over Ryan Spann.
So Rodolfo Vieira versus. Let's pull it up. Yeah, I don't. There's nothing I like on Buchecha's MMA tape at all.
By the way, Baku, I can understand that Davison scares you for Montel, especially since Davison had later success here. But I just think also there was a bit of starstruckness to that Montel. If you go back and watch the weigh-ins and you go back and watch Montel's interviews or just listen to him throughout the week, you can tell he was a bit starstruck almost to be fighting Davison Figueiredo. Former champion, like almost like, damn, I'm fighting a former champion. I finally got here to this spot. I don't think he's going to have that same issue with Rony Barcelos. And the one thing about Montel Jackson, at least we saw from that fight, is for the most part, granted that third round cardio issue, is that he's not going to lay on his back and try to just submit to guard. So
I don't even know who these people. What is Arc Raiders?
It's a video game. I don't play video games like that.
I've never played. Yeah, I'm an old man. I don't know any of this stuff. I think I recognize Tyler Betts though. Kyler, Johnny Jr. They Love Eddie in the house. Only bet I'm doing is Montel. Did you already talk about this in Sterling? I just find 2 decent fights. How about Aljo versus Zalal?
Perfect. Here, there's 2 fights I wanted to end on, which was Aljo Jalal, and let me find this here. Oh, I didn't tell you guys. I like Francis Marshall to finish Lucas Brennan, by the way. I don't know if I got to that point. I know I said I like Francis Marshall, but I think he's going to finish Lucas Brennan, by the way.
Okay.
Unfortunately, man, I think there's just kind of a optically out in the old, in with the new, more physicality, just a little bit better of a gas tank. I'm going with Zalal here by decision. I think this is I don't think either of these guys are going to finish each other on the feet. These guys can't punch their way out of a paper bag. Neither one of them here. Zalal's a little bit too defensively sound when it comes to his striking, but I think when it comes to these scrambling and grappling positions, I think Zalal is going to do a better job getting to the outside hip and is going to do a better job getting to the backside and the backside wrist ride. Another big thing too is Aljamain Sterling, man, I just don't like what I see from his personal life. He just seems like he's checked out, half checked out of fighting. He's made his money from fighting, half invested in real estate. Loves his wife, which is all good, but he's just that half foot in, half foot out the door. It's exactly a big.
Your generation is crazy. You just use loves his wife. Shit, this motherfucker loves his wife and shit. He ain't winning at all. That is insane,
bro.
dude.
I hate a married fighter, and I hate a fighter that loves Jesus. I just do.
Oh my God.
If I see a fighter wearing some I love Jesus shit, they're an automatic fade to me.
Oh
I'm sorry.
my God.
You're not a killer.
Dude, you're like, where's Edward Norton from American History X at, baby? Let's go. That's who you're cheering for. You guys are insane, dude. Chat is fried tonight, dude. Let's go. There is a parallel when I was doing study on Aljo and Zalal. Is Aljo, you know, he came to the UFC in 2014. It's his 12th, 13th year. He went on a run of 6 years undefeated from 17 to 23, I think.
Incredible.
And so,
I mean, he's 36 years old at 145 pounds. It's hard, bro. That's hard.
And Yusuf Zalal hasn't lost since he came back, 2021. He's on a 5-year undefeated win streak since he came back. Zalal's 29. Aljo's 35. I like Aljo a plus money, man. I'm not saying he's going to stop him. I think that Zalal has been on a nice run. I don't know if he's world caliber level, though. I don't know. We'll see.
I think his top pressure, I keep saying scrambling and grappling ability, his scrambling specifically. His scrappling. We're gonna call it scrappling, man. I know loves his wife is low key crazy. Another thing too, I brought this up about Kyler Phillips and Charles Jourdain. Kyler Phillips
on that fight.
making a bunch of fucking hell. Yeah, we did.
Let's big on that fight.
One thing that I absolutely hate these fighters that have been making TikToks, fucking
content creators.
Aljo is everything I hate in these fighters lately, bro.
Is he a content creator now?
Dude, he's making TikToks with fucking Merab Dvalishvili, who just also happened to lose.
They're in the same camp, though.
Dude's out here is trying to sell his alcohol brand. You
don't like marketing then.
Bro, he's an alcoholic. Right now, like
crazy. This motherfucker, he don't want no one to come up. He don't want no one in love. He don't want nobody spiritually reckoned. He don't want to come up. You crazy boy. I like it. I respect it.
And all right, before just so we know about the Jesus comment, that's not this on Jesus, everybody, y'all. If you guys met my roommate, he's the most religious dude you'd ever meet.
It's all good, baby. You're cooking out here, Nick. Keep cooking.
I'm simply saying we have to find edges any way we can as bettors, right?
These
are some of these edges I'm finding.
That's
and
it.
Aljo has been drinking too much. He's been making way too many TikToks. And Yusuf Zalal is going to scramble the fuck out of this guy and beat him via decision. Take it to the bank. You
bring up a good point. I found myself hating on Keyshawn Davis now because he's been doing kick streams. Do you follow him? Do you follow Keyshawn?
I'm sorry. This fucking
Is that right? Is this the comment?
It's the best comment I've read all night. We need a heavily religious alcoholic with a wife to become a champ.
That is hilarious. Well, I think we had one. Conor McGregor.
Man, that doesn't count. Fake religious fight. He didn't become religious until after he stopped doing the coke.
And they weren't married. Yeah, and they weren't married. That's true.
We could actually find a religious alcoholic with a wife out there. They're out there.
Do we got one?
They're out there. I know. One of our neighbors are one of them.
How about Josh Hockett? Josh Hockett, is he married?
Nah, no chance, bro. I just think he's actually crazy, bro. I think that dude has a real screw loose.
I've been winning money. Same, dude. Same. The way. Here we go.
John Jones. Perk bang.
But he's not married.
The goat. I guess I'm wrong. I guess when you combine religion, alcoholism, and having a wife, it makes an
the goat of all of it.
Force. It makes an unstoppable force.
It's like if you like, what's the book in the? And I'm not too, the Solomon and Gomorrah, the book of the about how the Lord just struck down. Wasn't it Solomon and Gomorrah? About the city where everyone was having sex, everyone was drinking, there was just chaos. That's John Jones. You got to be like that. But you don't like. So you're saying you don't like the switched on, or what don't you like? I'm confused here now with the comment.
Yeah, this is funny. So, all right. So
you don't like the fact that Aljo's happily married.
So I just think all right, this is going to sound stupid because you can find a bunch of great fighters with wives. I just think
Stipe Miocic had a wife.
I just think especially when you're a fighter like Aljamain Sterling who's naturally not aggressive. Aljamain Sterling, his striking is a 20,000.
He wants to get the backpack.
It's
his
20,000 teep kicks and
he wants to get your back.
Kicks. Like Aljamain Sterling has. There are just certain things I check off. If I see a fighter walking out to the ring with the "I Love Jesus" hoodie on, I'm already like, all right, this guy lacks a little bit of killer.
What if it says "I love Allah"? What if it says "I love Zionism"?
If it doesn't say "I love Satan," then I don't trust that he's actually down like that. I'm gonna be keeping the buck with you. If that's
you need the horns.
If he's not coming out to Tyrone Woodley's, I'm gonna beat your ass.
Yeah,
then he's not down. At least Tyrone Woodley's out here making diss tracks saying I'm gonna beat your ass. At least I know he has a little bit of the aggressiveness.
So you're saying Aljo's soft?
He never beat an ass again. Oddly enough,
so
Aljo has been soft. Aljamain has been soft. Granted, Yusuf Zalal is more defensively sound on the striking. I just think. Let me round about all of this, guys, because I know I'm making a bunch of jokes and fucking around. I think Aljamain Sterling is 1 foot in, 1 foot out the other. 1 foot in the door, 1 foot out the other. I think Yusuf Zalal is all the way locked in. Aljamain Sterling is 36 years old. Yusuf Zalal is young. He's going to have the physicality advantage. That is one thing I can guarantee. He will have the physicality, pure strength advantage in this case.
You think so? Aljo's big.
I do. Aljo's still a former 135er.
But he's massive. He was massive at 35.
Yeah, man. See, people are getting butthurt at these comments here about what I'm saying about. I'm assuming most of them love Jesus.
I mean, what's
or
wrong
they
with
love
that?
their wife. There's nothing wrong with that. That's the point I'm making. I'm making like half-ass jokes here. People are actually getting.
I don't think anyone's taking it. I don't think are people taking it serious.
Gasville maybe. Terrible judgment. Look what Pfeiffer did, Brody. It's not serious. I'm not.
What is that? What did Pfeiffer do?
He killed. And Joe Pfeiffer don't fucking count. That bro was cheating on his wife the whole time. That fake religious bullshit does not count.
What happened? Phil,
Joe Pfeiffer was cheating on his wife for months and a half, unless he's actually giving me a good troll right now, which I appreciate. Terrible judgment. Look what Pfeiffer did. That's actually hilarious. Now that I'm thinking about it, that's actually fucking hilarious because Pfeiffer,
he's agreeing with you then.
No. I just realized he was trolling me and it was the funniest shit ever, bro. He got my ass.
What did Pfeiffer do?
No, he got my ass. No, well, Pfeiffer was talking about how much he loves Jesus, how he turned his life over to Jesus.
And he cheated on his wife?
It was literally a whole thing where he was talking about he was going to kill himself for cheating on his wife. Essentially.
What? I didn't know that.
Look this up. I don't want to misspeak, but look up this about Joe Pfeiffer and his wife, man. I got to look this up, man.
I'll pull it up.
I love how this has become just as a fun ass,
I'll pull it up. Joe Pfeiffer, wife.
That's what I Googled too as well. Joe Pfeiffer, wife.
Cheat. I didn't know anything about this. I guess I don't really I know about
Go to SureDog. Joe Pfeiffer credits girlfriend Faith for change philosophy heading into UFC Seattle.
What the fuck?
I feel I've had a complete resurgence, complete 365 as far as my faith in God and Jesus Christ. Blah, blah, blah. God gave me direction. Credits to soon to be wife. My true legacy. I'm going to send you the interview when I find the interview because he literally admits to cheating on his wife and was talking about, I want to end it all over it.
What?
Man. And then he knocked out Izzy. So respect.
I hit on that. I took Pfeiffer to knock out Izzy. That was a nice plus 300.
Yeah,
here we go. Okay.
Izzy was set, bro.
I wonder if I'll get flagged for playing Helwani's content. You think?
I wouldn't trust it. I would wait. Just to be safe, just because you never know.
Yeah, I'm not trying to get flagged here.
Oh man.
So it's up on the All right, here's Instagram. It's up on the internet, boys. We're gonna find a little clip. UFC fighter reveals that he cheated on his girl and wanted to commit suicide because of it. This is insane. Okay, so he didn't. That's kind of corny to me.
That's like, bro. That's like, there's an actual term for it.
simping. That's like like maybe
No,
because
well, no,
maybe because
there's an actual manipulation tactic
gaslighting.
behind couples to where they'll say,
Oh.
I'm going to hurt myself. They'll cause like physical harm to themselves
I'm
to
talking
essentially force their partner into staying. That's what the fuck he's talking about, damn near.
That's
Like,
called manipulation. But also he's going public trying to sound like be the self-righteous guy. Where I come from, that's called being a hoe. Like you sound like a bitch to me. You're gonna tell the whole world that you cheated and you feel bad about it, motherfucker. What are you talking? You keep slinging this dick. What are you talking about?
That is fucking crazy.
I had no. So he did all that and it was wrapped up in him loving Jesus too.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's kind of what he's came to his
Okay.
roundabout.
That's like Connor. So him and Connor did the same sort of thing.
Yeah. I mean,
you know, he posted a Bible verse the other day, which is fine. I mean, I grew up in an all boys Catholic school when I was a kid, so I got respect for the game. But knowing Connor, he was out there sexually assaulting.
I was literally gonna say, bro, Connor has charges on him, real charges.
Dude, do you know the story of Ben Roethlisberger or no?
No, I mean, I know, but I know of the two scenarios of what happened with Ben Roethlisberger. I don't know the like full details.
So in 2000, I think it was 2002 or 2003 when he got drafted to Pittsburgh. I was living in Pittsburgh. I was playing baseball there at Pitt. And I remember, I'll never forget this. When he gets drafted, you know, that he has a great rookie season. He blows up. Roethlisberger would go, so the night where all the nightclubs are in Pittsburgh at the time, it was called the South Side and then the Warehouse District on the North Side. Okay. And these massive warehouses, awesome. And Pittsburgh's one of these like hidden gems of the United States. One of my favorite cities. Beautiful food, beautiful people. Optically, it sits on three rivers. The nightclub scene in the early 2000s was slapping, 100%. Big DJs would be there. And Roethlisberger had 2-3 bodyguards at the time. And his move would always be the girl he liked, he would take him into a bathroom or a closet and would lock him in there. And like the security, his personal bodyguards wouldn't let them leave. And the whole team knew about it. Everybody, he was this big of a scoundrel. He gets married in 2007, I think, and then try to act like that whole part of his life didn't exist. He was a proper scumbag. And everybody in the burg knew about it, but when he won the Super Bowl, you know, winning, look into that shit. I'm sure Reddit has a whole thing about it.
Nah, that just kind of
scum. Well, Connor got accused of doing the same sort of thing at a basketball game in America, at an NBA game. I think it was a Miami Heat game. The charges were that he had somebody guarding the door in like one of the VIP booths. Dude, the boys are savages, man. Fucking proper scumbags.
Do that properly in Arizona, you'll get shot by somebody's brother or cousin. So wow,
that's what we want. We want accountability. Dude, the Joe Piper stuff is. Dude, why go public 100%. With that?
That is the one thing is the CIA couldn't get that information out of me. Talking about going live. You're talking about going
I got MMA something to
junkie. Say. Hey, I just want you guys to know. Don't cheat on your women. You'll want to kill yourself.
I got something to talk about. like, what are you talking
about?
Brother,
keep that to yourself, brother.
I guarantee, was this after the Norwegian Swede went and tapped that ass? Was this after that?
This was after Jack Hermanson, absolutely.
Yeah, dude.
Kick and run, baby. Kick and run.
Hermanson was like, I'll give away this first round and take a beating, and then I'll tap it.
Kid Piper kept his wife secret for ages, too. Never talked about her.
Jesus, the boys are out here wild, man. This is why, like, do you know this?
I have to say, this was one of the funnest chats I've had in a while. I feel like it was my least informative I've ever given out. I apologize, but I had one of the funnest, so I appreciate it.
It's for the boys. All right,
before I go, though, I wanted to give the 4 picks I am confident in this card, though. I want to recap all of that because I know I scatterbrained everything. Because there are 4 picks that I'm pretty relatively confident in. We are on the opposite fence of one of those 4 picks.
It's all good. Let's go, brother.
So we're going to start off here with Max Griffin. We're going to start off. Love Max Griffin in this case here. Victor Valenzuela realistically is one note. Yeah, he can crack him early, but he just gets a little bit too wild for me. And I think the veteran experience of Max Griffin will play dividends here. I really like in this case Montel Jackson over Joanny Barcelos. I think the old man magic's going to run out in this case here. I like Montel Jackson eventually, honestly, to snipe him, and I think he's going to finish him at some point. But the money line of Montel Jackson, I like it. I like it. You can add it with Max Griffin. I love Davey Grant. I love Davey Grant in this spot, man. I don't know exactly how he's going to get it done. I can see him getting it done via a funky front choke where he gets those kind of that half-past arm and guillotine where he slides the front knee shield across the belly. I love when he does that front choke series. I can see him stopping him late, or I can see him just clearing him out 29-28 decision. And then for the final pick, I love Yusuf Zalal in this spot, man. I love Yusuf Zalal in this spot. So
okay, I've never once changed a pick of mine ever. In all the time that I've done this, I've always stood boots in. I am now really close to deleting my pick on our Patreon of Aljo because of what we talked about. I have one question though. That performance in China with Ortega it was horrible on all ends. Was that, in your opinion, due to how negative Ortega came in?
Wait, 1 sec. Repeat. You're talking about his fight
Aljo,
where he went to decision with Brian Ortega.
It was horrible. Yeah,
that fight just sucked in general, quite frankly.
When you look back at that fight though, is that partially playing in the fact of your reasoning of taking
my biggest thing is, I'm telling you, man, the intangibles that we can't speak about on any tape. I think Aljo is 1 foot out the door. I think he's done. I think he has. I'm telling you, I follow these guys. I'm telling you, I
get it. No, I get So I just watched.
And this is another thing too. I think Yusuf Zalal is going to be quicker to get to the hips. Shout out my boy Big Sam MMA. I don't know if Big Sam, if you're listening to this, sharp ass dude in the Discord, and this dude, he said, whoever gets to this position, which is essentially a far hip wrist ride, whoever gets to this position is going to win this fight for the most part. And I think Yusuf Zalal is just going to be more athletic, more quick, and more scrambly to that exact position.
I just watched Matt Serra on a podcast, and Serra was talking like Aljo's making another run. He had me sold.
Serra also is Aljamain Sterling was in his corner for 12.
No, it's his guy.
UFC fights.
It's his guy. I get all that. You think that he would be?
This fight's going to points, guys. We're not talking about danger in any way. And if someone's subbing someone, it would honestly be Zalal subbing Aljo.
You don't think Aljo could get Zalal's back?
I think Aljo can get anyone's back in the world.
That's what I'm saying.
I think Aljo has one of the best back takes in the world.
5 rounds? Is this a 5-rounder?
It is main event.
I don't know, man. I'm gonna stick my boots in. I like your picks. I made them live. I'll share them.
You're sticking the boots in with Aljamain. I love it.
I'm cautious though, but I'm gonna do it. He's my dog of the week. I nailed him at plus money a couple days ago. I'm fine with it. This was super fun, man. It's good. Last time we spoke, it was for was it the Izzy card? Or no, I have our picks here. We did a good run because we were getting a lot of fights. It was the
last one we did smoked it. I went like 8 and 9 on picks because
Lerone Murphy.
I gave out a few PFL picks that did pretty well too as well.
Oh yeah, my boy getting starched. You called that one on the dot. Dalton Rosta.
Yeah, man, that was
Dude,
that felt like a setup spot almost.
You want to talk about the curse of sort of being a good-looking dude dating like a popular girl? Go read the comments. Go read. Dalton can't even post right now because the MMA community will.
Isn't he dating Dakota Ditcheva?
Yeah, they've been together for like 2 years. They live together and everything. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying, dude. But you want to see the MMA community really go after a dude? Go read the comments after he got stopped again.
Nah, man.
So
these guys are humans too, man.
I know. So mean,
too, bro.
So mean.
I may talk a little shit, bro, but one thing you'll never see me do is ever leave a comment, bro. Never disrespect me, at least, bro. Nah, that I will say though. Panning to Dakota, her go like this. She was like shutting away,
bro. Like, what do you do, man? I mean, he put himself in, and it was in his hometown. It was in Pittsburgh.
I didn't even think about that.
You kind of had to think it was a setup when you're not headlining. You would think that he fights the $1 million tournament. He makes it to the final, gets head kick knocked out against Edwards, brings a card to his hometown. He didn't even main event. I was like, I didn't like so when you said that, I didn't make it publicly. I was like, Impa's probably going to be too much. And he fell for the same thing.
Literally.
Like he empties his gas tank out. He tries the ego, who has the bigger dick on offense.
Turned into a brawl against Impa. Against Impa, who was
technical,
staying tight.
You said that. Looking for it with his eyes open, vision. Bink.
Boop.
dude. And you know, he Dalton fights at 185. He walks around probably at 230, 225 at least. He was
Probably
massive when
he probably struggles hard to get to that weight, dude.
so much. He's
Like-
because he's really into his powerlifting. He's really into supplementation.
You could
check-
look at him.
I know.
Look at him.
I know he's always been massive though. He's just
Bro,
I think it's
bro should either be bodybuilding or modeling, not fighting.
yeah.
Like there are just some people. It's like I know you're a fighter, bro, but it's like, dude, what are you doing? Bro?
Yeah. That physique doesn't age well in combat. It does.
I mean,
sorry.
Paulo Costa's a good fighter, bro, but Paulo Costa would have made more money modeling.
Yeah.
Paulo
Costa looking good. Dude, Costa looking good in his
shout out my boy
fight.
Kiza. Shout out my boy
Jesus.
Kiza.
Kiza called it?
Yeah, he called it, but I parlayed it with also the Jiri call. Fuck you, Kiza.
Oh,
Fuck
dude,
you,
I
Kiza.
didn't take Jiri. I took the Kiwi, baby. The big fella getting lucky on one leg. Getting lucky on one leg. Dude, I've never had that feeling in a fight where I go so heavy on a guy. Obviously, I'm talking about the light heavyweight title, and you know he gets hurt early, and then you're just sitting there with all your money knowing you're going to lose. It's like pulling off a Band-Aid slow, and then all of a sudden you win. You're like, what the? How did that happen? How did Yuri just give that away? That is like giving that, bro. That in my opinion is like Justice Hooney giving away the fight against Fabio Wardley. Like you're up, all you have to do is move around for 3.5 minutes, and Fabio ended up getting elevated, and you get knocked out because you give him the one opportunity to win. That will haunt Justice forever. That shit will haunt Yuri forever. Like that's what I thought about
Fuck Yuri for that. That would have been a nice payday, but we can only cry over so much milk. In this case,
what did you make?
Milk.
What did you make of him saying though that he showed mercy?
He's an idiot.
Yeah, he wasn't. He was trying to kick the leg.
He's an idiot,
you
bro.
weren't showing mercy. I saw a guy who was targeting the leg that was injured.
Like,
yeah, it's great. We put a lot into this, don't we?
Bro, it's just like,
oh shit, I got a box here and a half. I got to run, bro. I got boxing in 28 minutes.
Hey, appreciate you having me on, chat. Thank
yes.
you for the great time. Hope I didn't offend anybody. Love, peace.
They're all good. Stay up, Nick. I'll talk to you soon.
Later, brother.
Yep. All right, guys. I got to run an hour into our MMA chat. These are always fun. They're always a little bit different from our boxing chats, as you guys know that. The MMA community in general, it's a newer community. You know, you got to have a little bit of a sense of humor. I'm here for it. Everyone who tuned in, tapped in, appreciate you. We got fights in about 4 hours. I salute.